Today we are featuring over 20 knives that you might not think are knives at first glance. And we're going to start it off in no particular order. Number one is the Dagger card knife.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my cloth, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my cloth, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100.
The Dagger card knife comes with a leather casing. You pinch both sides of the card, yank it out, and when you open it up, you have a super slim card knife with a titanium locking side, carbon fiber show side, which are both highly desired materials in the knife community, HCR 13 MOV blade steel, which is more of a budget steel, but that's okay considering what this intended purpose is. And it has a chisel ground edge. The way you deploy it is you can either pinch it, the card at the bottom, and flick it with your middle finger. You can thumb roll it, or you can grab the hole and do a flick of the wrist. And then in order to disengage it, you have a little leaf lock right there, a little liner lock, and it closes right up, and you can slip it right back into, the wallet and put it in your pocket. Let's get to the next one. Speaking of card knives, I thought it would be cool to pull out one that is actually a money clip. So you can technically open it up while the money is still inside of it if you needed to, but it is a little money clip that is actually a knife. It is a double detent knife, so it technically does not have a lock, but it has a great detent. You can front flip it, or reverse flick, or slow roll. The blade steel on this is an N690 blade with G10 scales and a deep carry money clip or pocket clip. So you can just use this as a regular pocket knife, or you can, use it as a money clip. Now, the knife does come with an extra clip. If you don't want the money clip, if you just want a regular clip, it does come in the box. And one more little card knife. This one is from Boker, and it's, just pretty weird. Like you looking at it, you don't think it is a knife, but what you can do is you can grab it, pinch it right here, and then whip your wrist, and it will pop the handle down, and there you got a knife. This one is a slip joint, but it actually is, a little pocket knife. You have G10 scales, D2 steel, which, for something like this, D2 steel is going to be just fine. And next is the Dragonfly. The Dragonfly just, looks like a little piece of metal, but with a little whip of the wrist, you have a full-size blade that pops out. You have this, this little part right here that you can push off, part of the handle that slaps down, the blade slaps in, and then you can shut it. So when you open it, you just flick your wrist down and up, and it'll automatically open up and lock. Now you can also do it in reverse with flicking it down, and the blade will pop out. I'll do it in slow motion so you guys can see it. The blade pushes this out of the way, slides down, and then it shuts in your hand. So it's actually a pretty cool mechanism the way it works. And, it's super fidgety. Like, it's not super high quality. These are pretty cheap. It's just bent over steel, and I think 440 steel as far as the blade goes, which is, a very affordable budget steel. But it is cool, definitely fidget friendly. And fun. Now here's one that's a bit more higher quality. This has a titanium handle with an M390 blade, Tonto blade, and this is using magnets. So the magnets lock it shut and closed. Open and closed, sorry, open and closed. So what you do is when you're holding like this with the blade facing out, you want to flip it, pinch it. So you always want the blade facing to the left, then flip it over. So now you can, when you pinch it, You're going to pinch it this way, break the magnets, and this is the safe handle. So you want to hold the safe handle so that when you're flipping it, only the spine of the knife can hit your hand, so you don't have to worry about getting cut. Always hold the safe handle, just like a balisong. What's fun about this one is the magnets are very addicting when you feel it in the hand, the way they collect together. Under the camera, it's not as free flowing, but if I'm not under the camera, this is actually really fun to flip open and close. It's very addicting. M390 steel is a super steel, so this is a very high-end steel. You know, we already spoke about titanium being a very desired material, and this is actually unique in the knife industry as far as magnets being used. It's only been, you know, in the recent year or two that magnets have been being used in knives. So that's pretty awesome. Next is a little blade that looks like jewelry. It looks like a piece of jewelry, and this is from Katsu. Now what you do is you push this little bar right up there, roll it around, and then it snaps in place right there. We have a beautiful titanium handle with this abalone or mother of pearl inlays. Then we have this this Damascus steel. I forget the exact steel it is, but it is a really good steel with this copper Damascus. So it's different layers of different metals put together. Now, there are a lot of companies that don't do a good job with Damascus. These guys do a really good job. But the way you disengage this is you push down on this right there. You can push your thumb forward, or you can just push down and push it forward like that. But it just snaps right in place and then easily closes back up. Very attractive, very good looking, definitely very elegant, right? Not something that you're going to take to a job site or anything, but like I said, it does look like a piece of jewelry. This next one is actually a tool. It's a big difference from the last one we were looking at, but this one is a multi-tool with a retractable blade. And the blade steel on this is 14C 28M blade steel. Then we have an aluminum handle. This is a high quality aluminum. You have a magnet right there for holding in a bit, so you can put, you know, a bit right there. I forget how many, you have what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different hex sizes. So, you know, you can use it to unscrew something if you need to. You have a glass breaker back here, and the way you do it is you're supposed to retract the spring, and then when you put it on something, you snap that shut, and then it'll, you know, hopefully break the glass. It's also used as a punch, to just, you know, use as a punch tool if you need it. It does have the pocket clip right there, so you can carry it. Very, very slim. It also has a halfway open point, you know, if you don't want to open it all the way up. But you can. Wire strippers right here. This is, I guess, a saw blade. I would just use it for jimping. You got a bottle opener there, and, you know, nice little Tonto blade. And then you also have a seatbelt cutter right there. Pretty cool. Lots of tools on this one, some of which, you know, I might have even missed going through it. But this is from UpKnife, and UpKnife also has this guy right here. He has a bunch of different versions of this, but basically you push that button right there and then launch it forward. It launches all the way out, snaps in place, and now is a throwing dagger or, you know, a push dagger. This is meant, or not meant for, you can carry it in a pocket, obviously it has a clip, but they also do attach to Picatinny rails on firearms. So if you wanted to put them on a firearm, you absolutely could. And yeah, they're pretty cool. You can, or they do come with a sharpened tip. Some of them are sharpened all the way down the sides. The handle on this one's aluminum. I believe the blade steel on this one's 440C, I believe. Oh no, this one actually is aluminum too. Sorry. The blade on this one's aluminum and the handle's aluminum. I do have other versions that have steel blades, which is going to be superior to aluminum for a blade. But very easy to whip out, very easy to get into action. And, you know, yeah, it kind of looks like a knife already, but, you know, it is a little bit more unassuming. This one definitely is unassuming. Next is a little keychain knife from Lion Steel. These are made in Italy. And it just opens up a little slip joint. You got a little sharp blade in there, you know, for opening up a package or, you know, whatever. Since it's hooked to your keys, you know, it's obviously not going to be, you know, very dangerous or anything like that. The slip joint does have some tension, so it's not going to just open up in your pocket, or at least you hope not. It does have a wood handle. And you can see the little keychain right there. The blade steel on this, I'm not sure. I don't remember the blade steel. I'll try to put it on the screen. It's probably nothing special as it is just, you know, a little keychain. But Lion Steel does do a good job. They have a lot of very, very high quality knives. Definitely a company to check out. Now this little guy is a little fidget toy. You know, it doesn't really look like a knife when you just look at it, but it is actually a fidget toy too. So you can snap it open and snap it closed with the same action. This is a double detent knife, so it makes it to where it's super fidget friendly. The name of it is the Kaiser Mini Bay. Blade steel's 154 cm blade steel, great blade steel. More of a mid-grade blade steel, just under premium steel, so it's a really good steel to have on a pocket knife. Deep carry clip, so nobody's really even going to see it in your pocket, and it's super snappy. The detent is very well tuned. A detent is what holds the blade inside the handle, creating tension, so when you put some leverage on the flipper tab, it launches out. Well, the same thing is in the open position, so you have to break, you can hear it, you got to break that detent in order to close it. So you just push on the blade and it'll slap shut and the blade perfectly goes inside the handle. The handle material, this is called Mexican Blanket Micarta. I believe this one might be Mexican Blanket G10, but this knife, if you get it, it also comes with a lanyard bead in the same material. It's either a lanyard bead or a dog tag, one or the other. They have a few different knives in this material from Kaiser. Kaiser does a really good job. Speaking of keychains, I have a whole bunch of keychains here. They're mostly all titanium. We got a little measuring tape. We got glow fobs. This one's for tritium. We also have a regular glow fob where you have to light it up. Flashlights, micro lighters. I'll try to link as much of it down in the description as possible. I'll try to link everything from this video down in the description. But what I want to show you on here is the way you carry it. So you put this in your pocket and you clip this to your pocket. So the keys never hit the bottom of your pocket. So they're not going to be poking you in the leg or anything like that because they're hanging or dangling instead of sitting at the bottom of your pocket. It is titanium and it has a double detent blade. You can hear the click. And it has a detent on the open and closed position. I believe it's 440C steel, but it is titanium and it's a cool way to carry your keys or, you know, whatever you carry in your pockets that go on keychains, because this is very handy and very easy to retract when it's in your pocket. This is a little titanium bottle opener, but it does have a little utility blade in there. This is made by Ravivon. Ravivon does do a good job, and they have a ton of flashlight stuff. I really like their flashlight stuff. This one is the Aurora A4. It is titanium. They have very affordable ones right here like this. These are rechargeable, but thing is that these things are insanely bright. Like they're like 650 lumens, and yeah, it's so bright for how little they are. You never expect these things to be as bright as they are. But they also do other EDC things like this. Now this does have a spot. I think this is an M390 blade, by the way, so which is a super steel. Then it has little spots right there for tritium that you can buy. You can get your own tritium. You just have to know the size, and that's the problem, is learning the size or measuring the size. But you can get those. Sometimes they're not easy to find. Sometimes they are, but there are places for you to order them online. But just a cool little utility blade to open up a package or cut whatever you need to. Speaking of tritium, this is not part of the list, but Glow Rhino makes knives that always have a tritium insert inside of them. If you look, you can see it glowing. So this is always glowing. It should glow for like 10 years or more. So awesome, awesome knives. Definitely one to check out. They have folding knives, fixed blades, but if you want to get tritium already inside your knife, you can check them out. Next, now these you might assume that they are some sort of knife, especially the way they go in the sheath. So these are punch daggers. However, they change into regular folding pocket knives. So this is a premium one made by Wii Knife Co. in 20 CV blade steel, which is a super steel, and a titanium handle. It is very, very high quality as far as the build quality. Now this one's a budget version in 14C 28M blade steel and then G10 and steel parts instead of titanium. So it has the exact same features though, where it's just a regular pocket knife. And if you're holding it like this, it's not going to shut on you because you're holding it together. You have to grab this back end to allow it to flip forward. And then, you know, in the punch dagger, it feels very tough when you stab it into something. You never feel this moving or anything like that. It is actually a pretty solid user. Comes with a leather belt sheath. But the only thing is that you do have to have it in the punch dagger position. And the reason why is because they figure if you're gonna have to rapidly deploy this knife, that this is probably the direction you're gonna want it. Now, speaking of punch daggers, we have a pocket knife here. Now, again, you'd probably assume this is a pocket knife. Titanium handle, then we have S90V blade steel, and it has, as you can see, is, you know, a normal opening and closing pocket knife, but what you don't see is it has a button right here, and that button turns it into a punch dagger. You can lock that button so you can't disengage it. Now, this thing, I would not use this for self-defense. This is more for fun. It is high quality. It is very well built, but they need to figure out a way to do a secondary locking system because it can fail on you, and you don't want it to fail on you when you know you need it the most. There are a lot of great punch daggers that are extremely reliable, but I would say for this one, this is very expensive. So I would say if you're going to get this, get it for fun, get it for novelty use, not for self-defense. But it is really cool by Forever Steel. Everything will be linked down in the description for you guys. Now these next ones, yes, you can definitely assume that this is a knife, but the way it works is what's really cool about this. You would not expect this thing to function the way that it does, and just getting it in hand, it's for anybody, not just anybody's going to be able to open and close it. It's going to be a trick to them. They're not going to be able to figure it out, which is pretty cool. Now, there is multiple ways to deploy it and, you know, open and close it. These are made with aluminum handles, and then the blade steel on these are N690 steel. There's a bunch of different color options, but it's pretty cool how it opens and closes. And once you get it down pat, it's very easy to open and close. You can reverse the clip around to the opposite side. I recommend having the clip by the pocket clip so you don't accidentally hit the button and disengage it. But they are really cool, and Riette makes very high quality knives, some of the best knives on the planet. So this is a high quality company right here, or a high-end knife company. And every single one comes with the trainer and the real sharp one. So this one's the sharp one that will cut you, and this one's the trainer, and they all come with it. That's the Riet EXOK, link down in the description. This next one is to be put on a necklace. It originally goes on a silver necklace that I got for Kara. It is all silver. You can get it in different materials if you don't want to spend as much money as the silver. but you open it up and you have a little blade there. The blade is a good steel. I forget what the steel is, but it is a good steel. The eyes are, I believe they're ceramic. They might be glass, but it's a squid. It's a little squid, but you'd never know that this was a little blade. Of course, this isn't going to do anything but open something up, but it's something that you can carry on you anytime you need to open up a package or something or pick at something. You got something on you. Now, speaking of necklace knives, here is one by Wii Knife Co. We already talked about Wii. Wii does a really good job. They have great products. They were the ones that did the punch daggers we were checking out just a minute ago. Now, this is a titanium casing. This is titanium right here, and you grab it, pinch, and pull. And it has a magnet and a little detent on the inside holding it in. You have an M390 super steel blade, and again, it's a nice little neck charm that you can use to open things up. It looks good. It's an attractive little piece, and I love that it's made out of premium materials, so it makes it that much better. And they come in different colors because titanium, you can anodize and make it different colors. Non-magnetic, very tough, very strong material, while being very lightweight. It's corrosion proof. There's a lot of great qualities to titanium. And one more necklace charm is this little guy right here. Now, I've always been into the mechanics of things like watches and just seeing the gears and all the machined parts and how they're put together with precision. So it has a little magnet down there. I believe it's magnets and a detent. But then it has the gears, and the gears actually do work. And it rolls out a knife, and you click it in. That was my fault. But you click it in, and then you have a little blade. Now, this one's in HCR 13 MOV steel, just a budget steel, but they do have a premium one. I believe this one's aluminum, not titanium, but they have a titanium one with the M390. This one's the affordable option, made from aluminum, but all the parts are machined really, really well. It functions really good. Pretty sure you might be able to use this as a bottle opener. I'm not 100% sure, but you just click the front end this way and roll it around, and out pops a little blade. Pretty cool, right? Now, this one you could carry as a neck charm, but it is multiple things. You have a whistle. You have a glass breaker for breaking a window or something, like whatever you need to break. You have a seatbelt cutter, and it is a locking seatbelt cutter. It has a liner lock, and then it has a little blade. The blade is in VG10 steel. It is a chisel ground blade, also a locking blade. It has a liner lock. Clicks in place really good. You can hear it. Nice little sound to it, nice little ting to it. You have spots for tritium if you wanted to glow on both sides. And yeah, it's just a cool little piece. It's actually very smooth and very easy to open and operate. So I think it's pretty cool. Definitely something that you can toss on a keychain, toss on a necklace, have it as a necklace charm or whatever. Just have it on your desk somewhere, maybe in your car or something. Now, these next ones tend to look like pens in a way. So you have this little guy right here. Very unassuming, basically like a glorified letter opener. This one actually is a real pocket knife. An S35 VN blade steel, that is a great steel, would be still considered a super steel. The bottom of the barrel super steel, but in the premium steel categories, it definitely still sits there. Titanium handle. You have a titanium pocket clip and a front flipping action. The front flipper actually works really well. The only thing is it is very slim, very, very skinny, so it's not going to be the most ergonomic in your hand. However, there is a lot of different versions of knives very similar to this that have like this pen-like look that get very large. You get them all the way up to very big knives, or little compact ones like these. This is something that actually comes in 3 different sizes. Here is the large one, and it locks in place. I forget the steel, it's just a budget thing. These things have been out for years, but they are very cool. I like the way the mechanism works and how clicky it is. You can pull that out right there. The sound or acoustics is pretty cool. But like I said, nothing special here. These aren't super expensive or anything, but this one tends to look just like a pen in the pocket. You wouldn't think anything else, but it's just a little blade. And when you're holding it right here, you're holding the lock even stronger because you have to move this out of the way like this in order to close it. So if you're squeezing it, you're holding it locked shut. Speaking of neck knives, one more time, if you are looking for a regular blade, something a little bit bigger but still small and compact that you can wear around the neck, you know, nobody will even know it's there. It'll go right under your shirt. This one is from QSP. Now, the QSP Canary comes in different sizes. It also comes in a folding version. It is nice, small, and compact, 14C 28M blade steel. Love the blade steel. We have denim micarta on the handle, Kydex sheath. The sheath works really nicely, has a nice chain that comes with it. This one is from Civivi. Now Civivi, I think Civivi does a phenomenal job. 10CR15 MOV steel, again, fantastic steel. This thing is so slim, it's not gonna be very ergonomic, but if you just need to open something up, you know, or break something down or cut something really quick, you can. The sheath holds on really nice, secure. Oh, it's got a titanium bead on, so you're going to hear it jingling around, but there's no rattle, no tap. The titanium bead has the Civivi logo. Again, comes with a nice little chain. And because it's so slim, like I said, you know, it's not something you're going to want to hard use or anything, but just to, you know, open something up and make a cut, it's definitely going to do the job. Then this is the Concept Corvid. Titanium handle. This comes in lots of different versions though, all the way down to very affordable versions. This one's S35 VM blade steel. You have a front flipper that actually is, you can operate it, a regular flipper, and then even a fuller for the reverse flick or, you know, slow roll. Like I said, titanium frame lock. The only thing is it doesn't have a clip, but you can get the neck holder or whatever, the Kydex sheath to hold it around your neck so you can carry it as a neck knife. Now, obviously, you know, it's just a little blade for opening things up, but it has a really cool look. And here's another example, like I was saying earlier, you can anodize titanium like this. Here's some different colors. You can see it's got like a raindrop pattern, so it almost looks like it has raindrops on it. It looks pretty cool. That's another thing that's really cool about titanium. And then another little one, this is the Dart, also by Civivi. You know, it's basically that. It's a little pinch dart. The blade steel, I believe, is D2 on this one. I don't see it, but I believe it's D2. But anyways, it is just a little dagger, a little edge. It's very, very sharp, very, very pokey, and it goes right in this little sheath. Oops, wrong way. Right in that sheath very nicely. There's no movement or anything. It does hold it very securely, so you do have to give it a good yank. And again, you would put, you know, one of these necklaces around it so that it sits right on your chest. You wouldn't even know it was there. It's so light, so compact, and so slim that, yeah, you wouldn't even know you had it on your neck. And then last, we got some ring knives. These do offer or accept tritium inserts. These come in from titanium to zirconium. They have a bunch of different materials. The blade steels on these are M390 blade steels. Again, it's a super steel. It is a double detent knife, and you can get it sized to, you know, the size that you would like it. Glass breaker on this side. Then this is a little pinky ring one. Same thing. Snappy little blade. You can, or, you know, if you have smaller fingers, this would be perfect. This one does not have the glass breaker because, you know, it had to be sized. It has spots for tritium as well. These are little titanium pry bars and multi-tool. So you can put a bit inside there. You can see kind of the same thing there, but you have, again, a little blade that you can use. You got a bottle opener and, you know, a little pry bar for prying things open so you don't have to use your knife. A lot of people will pull out their knife and pry with their knife, and it's like if you just carry a little pry bar around with you, you don't have to do that. You can see the anodized titanium around the top with a titanium pry bar on this side. Lots of spots for tritiums on this one. This one you can put in your finger too if you wanted to use it like that, or like this. Not that you would, but, you know, maybe just for a little bit more security if you're cutting, you know, down a box or something like that. But very, very cool. These guys have a lot of very unique stuff. I should be getting some more stuff from these guys, from ZYAC. And yeah, I'm pretty fascinated with some of their stuff because they make unique things that are made to, you know, a pretty high standard as far as the materials and things like that. But anyways, there you guys go. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.